Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central.
Howdy from the Tailpipes Tacos Cruisein at the Lupe Tortilla Mexican restaurant in Katy, Texas. It's the award-winning all things automotive car talk show, In Wheel Time. Just ahead, we'll be talking with more of the participants at this morning's car event. Our new car of the week is the 2021 Dodge Charger Hellcat Red Eye. Whew. This week in automotive history, the Cruisein calendar, and the stories making automotive news headlines. That and more just ahead on today's In Wheel Time Car Show, live for Saturday, January 16th, 2021. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world Mars, King Conrad DeLong, Jeff Zekin, and David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Jeff is out today, a little under the weather. He should be back with us next week. Get well soon, Jeff. And just to let everybody know, I've been admonished for saying radio show. But, you know, when you've been in the business as long as I have, it's kind of drilled in there, and it's just kind of automatic. It just rolls off the tongue. So I'm sorry. Not. But at any rate, there is that. It's a great event out here today. The weather is chilly, but it's nice. It's invigorating.
Is that what it is? You're vibrating.
I just made that all up. I'm trying to stay warm. Matter of fact, I've got gloves. Why don't I put them on?
Oh, I was going to say, now you got gloves?
I've had gloves, but trying to turn the page with gloves on is a little bit difficult.
That's true.
Needless to say.
Yeah, because you're not allowed to lick your finger anymore with COVID.
Yeah, what was it? There was a show that I was watching last night. It was a news show, and apparently, in all the crap that's going on up in Washington, they zoomed in on one of our representatives, not here locally, but some area of the world, that was in Washington. And what did he do? He was wearing a mask, but decided that he had to sneeze. So he pulled his mask down and sneezed into his bare hand. Oh, what is wrong with this man? Are you kidding? Okay.
Have we learned nothing?
We've learned nothing so far after a year of this. Well, at any rate, so glad that you could join us today on today's In Wheel Time Car Show. We'll be back in the studio next week, and we'll be back here, hopefully, if the weather is permitting.
You got to turn the heat on in the studio, Don.
We don't have
We don't have any heat.
There is no heat in the studio. But we really don't need it because we've got each other.
That's right. You light my fire.
Yeah. Thank you, Jim.
And I sit on the other end of the table.
And we are so glad for that. But at any rate, Mr. Mars, I see we got another special guest here joining us.
You know, we were talking about his car, this blue. I'm not sure what color blue that is.
Called Rapid Blue.
Rapid
Blue.
Here, pull this down here a little bit
we'll get you potted up here today.
Rapid Blue. But this is another one of those 2020 Corvettes. You know, we were talking about all the Corvettes that are here.
So you're the one that's got the weird blue color that we haven't
weird.
seen.
It's Rapid Blue.
That's what they call it.
Well, we like it. It's got the color of your shirt.
Yep, pretty close.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
They only made 1,240 some odd
Rapid
of that
Blues?
color.
This is a 2020 model.
That is correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's very cool because it stands out. It's different. It's actually, if memory serves, about a shade or two lighter than petty blue.
That is correct. Yeah,
Yeah, I can
it's
see
close.
that.
I could see a 43 painted on the side of it.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is, it's not a metallic color.
not.
Every color you see today is metallic,
Right.
And that stands out because it's a non-metallic color. Pretty cool car.
And there's one thing for sure. With that color, you cannot hide it in a parking lot.
No, I bet you
no,
can't.
no.
I have to ask you, have you had Corvettes before?
Yes, I have.
How many?
Yes. Well, I've had 3 before this one.
3 before.
And they were all C7s.
C7?
All C7s.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, so you're a newcomer to the Corvette thing,
Yes, well,
relatively speaking.
relatively speaking, yes.
Yeah.
And I've had Camaros, Cadillacs, the coupe models, but I had little ones at the house that took precedence of other things.
Kind of bump you out of that two-seater vehicle.
And, I've been a hot rodder at heart for
Ever?
all my
Yeah.
life.
But kids cost money, and so do hot rods. You got to make a choice.
That's right. I mean, I've had a 56 Chevy. I've had a 41 Ford pickup. I've had a number of cars. I even went into the Volkswagen world once upon a time that I actually, and you laugh, and I've beat numerous cars in my buzz because people do not understand or realize what you can do with one.
When it's that lightweight.
Exactly.
Yeah, weight and horsepower balance each other out.
If you got a Volkswagen that's only 1,700 pounds and it makes 200 horses, it's pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So how long have you had the C8?
I've had the C8 since December 8th.
Okay.
So
very
month,
short
basically.
Yes. And compared to your C7s, what's your opinion?
I like this better.
Do you really? Okay.
Yes. Well, I mean, it just handles a lot better. And to me, anyway, just because of the weight distribution, it's different. And it's a lot quicker.
Is it really?
Yes.
So were your C7s weren't Z06s?
No, they weren't.
Okay.
In fact, all of mine are just been Stingrays. But still, the 0 to 60 times in this are quite a bit different. Oh, yes. Definitely a lot different.
Well, different transmission.
Yes.
And I think that has a lot to do with it.
Right.
Yeah.
That and just the gearing of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Well, I've owned and driven the only one I didn't, let me think. Now, the 58 was a C2.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I never drove a C1.
You started with the C1, the 54s, right?
No. The C1 is, yes, the 53 is a C1.
Right.
But the earliest model that I ever owned was a 58. And then I had a 65, 77, 88. Oh, there's a 65 in
your
there, too.
58 is still considered a C1.
Is it?
C2 was the when they made the change in 63.
Okay. Well, whatever the case. So I guess I did drive the C1. But I can tell you that every model that there's always been a huge jump in performance, whether it be engine, suspension, chassis, all of that.
And this is a jump way above anything they've ever done before.
Well, not only that, but I think that the other thing is with the C8 Corvette is the C8 Corvette is built in such a way that it will be able to become or at least have an option of an all-electric version.
Right.
Yeah.
And the hybrid is next, I think. I don't know.
No, I actually think they're probably going to do generationally if they come out with a Grand Sport or a Z06 might just be the flat plane engine. And I know there's a supercharged engine in the works, and then the electric hybrid, so it'll be a electric motor boosting the gasoline
They're
motor.
talking the Z06 will be out in 2021 or 22. And yes, it is going. It's already been told it's going to be the flat plane.
Flat plane 5-liter.
Yep.
Which is the same motor that they're using in IMSA racing right now.
Correct.
With Jordan Taylor and such.
Right.
So 1 LT, 2 LT, 3 LT?
3 LT.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why not get all the options?
Exactly.
Part of it,
get all the bells and whistles
you get the
can.
tow hook option?
No, I did not.
Did you order it from the factory or did you find it?
No. I ordered it. In fact, I ordered it on April 12th of 19.
Oh, wow.
So
19.
19.
It took you a year and a half, basically?
A year, 4 months, and a week from the time I put my order in till I got it.
Wow.
And what dealership did you order it through?
Classic Chevrolet.
Yeah.
Sugarland.
Sugarland.
Okay, yeah, they've got the Corvette Center there now.
Exactly.
And a sales crew that's very focused on Corvettes. Pretty good operation.
Garner Anderson is my salesman there, and he's
So you're shooting for a bird dog fee here?
sure it's $100 if I get somebody get in there.
Why not?
But,
Hey, you got to split it with us.
but nonetheless, I mean,
You get a tow
he
hook
was
for that.
phenomenal through the entire process, keeping me informed. I mean, I've heard horror stories of people that
Didn't know where the car was.
or what's going on or whatever, and he would make sure I understand. There's been a couple of times because I was like so many guys were in different forums and getting
Reading all the horror
information from
stories,
all
yeah.
getting information from different places, and sometimes I'll get the information and call him and let him know what's something that happened, because I knew a number of people that have access to some of the databases, and I was on it every day.
So how many miles do you have on it now?
Right at 2,000.
Okay, so you've already burned through the
Yeah.
green part of the PCM.
I picked it up on a Tuesday, I think. I took it to get the paint correction, my
Ceramic coating.
windows tinted and stuff. The next day, I picked it up 4 days later, and before I got home, I completed the 500-mile break-in.
he took the loop a couple of times.
Pretty much. It's something like that. But, I was not going to go home till I got it done.
Did the color have anything to do with taking that long to get it, or that just the
that
production
was really probably the biggest part of not getting it as quick as it did. Number one, I had to deal with the strike last year.
Oh, yeah,
and then the 2.5-month shutdown for COVID.
Well, and they also had a shutdown for some quality issues.
And that was only for about a week.
Yep.
And that particular color, there was 3 colors that were at the end of the 12. There were 3 that weren't going to be produced till the last allocation unit.
And
Really?
that's very typical on Corvettes.
Exactly.
Is they not seasonalize colors, but they want to shoot that color consistently, and they'll kind of batch them all together in a bin sequence.
And that happened to be one of the 3 colors that was on the end.
Yeah, there was a generation of Daytona Sunset Orange Metallics. They did the same thing. But through the years, different colors were only going to be sprayed for a month or two, maybe 3 months max during the production run.
Yeah.
Well, that
very, very common.
Kind of makes sense, from a quality perspective.
Yeah, it does. But I'll tell you that the paint on the C8 is generationally advanced over the paints on the C5, C6, and C7s.
Right. In fact, my very first one, actually, let's see what my first one was one of the first years that with the new paint facility. Mm-hmm. So, and it made a big difference.
Yeah, I work for General Motors, and I was actually assigned to the Bowling Green assembly plant for about 20 years. Yeah. So I kind of watched the Corvettes come, 99 to 2000, about 10 years. And the evolution of the paint process there, as well as the customer issues with the paint process there. So that's, they listen. The Corvette engineers and the Corvette marketing department, they listen to customers very well, because a lot of their customers are relatively loud about what they want and what they expect, and they react to it. So I'm pretty impressed with through the years how they've always reacted for make sure they were taking care of customers. And then when you compound it with a dealership that works that hard at keeping you happy as well.
Have you found anything yet on the C8 that you're going, I wish they'd have done that just a little bit differently?
Not really.
No?
Not so much.
Well, of course, you're just now dating.
Well,
so.
true. Yeah. But and I tried to. Of course, I've had an actual owner's manual for close to a year before I got the car.
You read
it? There was one. Believe it or not, that was one of the only reasons. Yeah,
you're one of the few
people. In fact, I
got nothing else to do.
Instead of there was a PDF file that you could get and download. I actually went and printed it out. It's in a binder, so I could actually flip through it looking for different things, and I'd read something on a forum, and okay, so I'll go and look it up. So maybe when it's time for me to actually get in my car and start
playing
changing
around
some
with it,
stuff, and of course, like every manual out there, it's not really written for the user. For a lot of times,
sometimes it's written because it legally has to be.
That's right. Exactly.
And it doesn't necessarily organize itself for the user to find.
And sometimes you got to really dig around to find what you were looking for.
Well, and the interesting thing about that is if you become versed in the owner's manual, you know things about the car other people who've had
They
their
don't.
cars have no clue
Exactly.
is available to them, especially in the electronic age, as all the thne systems are on the car, where some you can defeat, some you can't. I'm a firm believer, and I've told people this since the C5, is never touch the button. don't turn the brains of the car off, because most instances the customers don't have enough sense to understand the power that car has.
Oh, I do. Don't ever turn off the traction control unless you've got a parking lot that is a mile square.
Well,
Bingo.
that's what I mean by the button. You know, that button, don't touch the button unless you're really
Wide
an
open
experienced
spaces,
person.
a lot of ground, just like you mentioned. That's because there's no telling what direction it might go.
That's right.
So, in other words, what you've just said to me is that you're pretty much the ultimate car nerd, like most of us.
Well, I'd like to think so.
No,
Yeah.
he's more so because he's read the owner's manual.
Well,
Nobody reads the owner's manual.
That's what I'm saying.
and
You
it's
know.
only parts of it now. And I've been on forums pretty much for the last 20 years, and whenever I get a new vehicle, I'll find what I think is probably the best forum for that particular vehicle,
Right.
and find out stuff that other people have found out and how to do simple things, and then I'll stay on them for a long time. And typically, then the new guys are coming in, and
You get
they'll
to share
ask,
with them.
and they get to ask some of the same questions, and I can share that knowledge so that'll make it easier for some of the people coming behind me. And I've always liked doing that myself.
So have you modded any of your Corvettes in the past, or just kept them bone stock?
The ones, the mods I've done are usually just cosmetic stuff.
Okay.
So I have to ask you, when I've I've ridden in a C8. I have not driven one yet, but
Might today.
nah, it's okay. I'm good. I don't drive other people's cars. No, I ain't going to do that. But have you actually thought of, maybe perhaps that if I press this button or press that button, because the Corvette, along with many other cars that have lots of things on it, like the Hellcat Red Eye, that you're able to go in there and change all sorts of stuff.
Performance parameters, yeah.
Yes.
All of it. Have you played with all of that yet?
I wouldn't say all of it, but I've played with a lot of it.
Uh-huh.
And I mean,
Has any of it scared you by turning it off or on?
No.
Not yet?
But I mean, one of the things that it's amazed me was, of course, so many cars, even minivans nowadays, have a selector knob for
Right.
sports,
Suspension.
all that kind of stuff. And a Corvette has gone above and beyond. They even have one that's called My Mode.
Where you set it up and hit
can-
the
whatever.
save button and
And,
that'll
and,
keep.
and it's now one of the modes on the selector, and you can custom the design, whether the steering, the
Kind of like the memory
exhaust,
seats and it's
all those kinds
Yeah,
of
but
things.
it's you get to adjust the traction control. You get to
All-
adjust the steering
so it's-
sensitivity.
Exactly.
It's my car, not
Exactly.
just my seating or my heating or
Right.
That's pretty cool.
And-
Now,
in
have
fact-
you
and it-
had any one-on-one competition with things like a Challenger or Charger Hellcat Red Eye?
No,
Yeah.
probably not. The biggest reason is where I live. I'm pretty much out in the middle of nowhere.
But now
In
you
fact,
do all this research, and you know damn good and well that I know that you could find a place that you could meet up with somebody, whether it be on some sort of a track
Don's going to
somewhere,
get you in trouble.
or some parking lot, or
It's-
some
it's-
abandoned road.
It's certainly available.
Well, a little.
I have been now. I was on.
You've been invited to all of these places to do all of these kind of
Oh, yes.
things. Okay.
and in fact, I've even.
I just want to make sure that you
have
and I are
even
on the same
had
track.
Somebody
making
come up
blush.
next to me, going down a highway,
Honk
and,
3 times.
and they want, and of course, and then it
Go
just
on the third.
and it
Actually, you
amazes-
go just before the third, and you hope he keeps up.
But it amazes me because I'm looking ahead, and it's totally congested traffic, and it's like, what is this guy thinking?
I know,
It's like,
but
okay, see you later.
You know darn good and well, just like I do, that back when you were in high school.
Oh, yes.
That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're thinking about your age
And he doesn't
now.
want to admit to it.
Oh, no,
because
no.
That car is pretty easy to pick out of a crowd.
Exactly right. Like I said, you can't hide it anywhere. And for numerous reasons, too. But I have made or had the opportunity to go somewhere to where it was 100% wide open. And
How'd that work out for you?
There was nobody as far as you could see. And I knew the area, and there's basically a marked mile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to find out, or just what it'll do in the mile.
You don't have to tell us.
No, but it's faster than I've ever gone on four wheels before.
Either being driven or driving it yourself.
Yes.
But I do want to
But
tell
it's-
you that.
it's
I do want to
amazing.
tell you that
And
there is a
so
Houston
smooth.
Police Department police officer, and he's been taking notes.
Yeah.
Right
Standing
behind
right behind you.
Yeah,
And-
he's texting all this stuff to somebody.
He even knows
And
your
you know what?
name.
Texting
car,
your
and-
license plate to somebody.
Well, it just so happens I can count on my hand. I have 2 DPS officer friends, 2 Harris County officer friends.
He knows somebody.
Oh yes,
It never did me any good. I knew it.
Pasadena friends. So so that if when we wanted to do something that I was
Not
referring
supposed to be.
to, no, it was cordoned off on both ends.
Oh, well, that's...
So it was, I'd say legal.
See,
You
he's,
know,
like,
it was-
he's like John Hennessy, right? Let's go out and see how fast I can drive through the toll
Right.
plazas.
Yeah.
And
Doing
be-
research for.
Yeah.
and,
Well,
and,
guess
and,
construction
and
company.
have somebody with you that's gonna make sure the roads were totally safe.
And a
so
witness.
That was done exactly. So it was.
Can
it
I
was-
get a witness?
Yeah, I get a witness. Well,
The
okay.
ones I know offered to slip me some coffee through the bars. That's all they offered me.
slip you a Mickey.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
You're
we really
more than
appreciate
welcome.
it. Story's great and great conversation. Thank you.
You're more
we
than
love
welcome.
your car.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. That's it for this portion of the In Wheel Time Car Show. We've got the last segment of our show today coming up right after a quick break. Stay with us.
Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier cruise-in, and you're invited to join in. Whether you're a cruiser or spectator, Tailpipes and Tacos is the place to enjoy made-to-order breakfast tacos, fresh coffee, and mingle with Houston's fun car people. Mark your calendar for Saturday, February 20th for Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupe Tortilla Mexican Restaurant in Katy, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tailpipes and Tacos is free, and everyone's invited. You will see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods all at one location. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Lupe Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 in Katy. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Lupe founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise in, Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, February 20th, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Lupe's in Katy. The In Wheel Time Car Show will be there too. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in, February 20th, 8 to 11 a.m. at Lupe's in Katy, weather permitting. Texas Truck Works is your go-to truck customizer. From mild-to-wild lift kits, custom wheels, and steering and handling enhancements to the best personal and commercial wraps, Texas Truck Works delivers. Let Texas Truck Works founder Scott Stevens help you get the most out of your truck or Jeep. Texas Truck Works has decades of customizing experience, including power adders and complete engine swaps. Let the Texas Truck Works team design an upgrade plan that fits your budget. Get truck attitude today at TexasTruckWorks.com.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.